Hi guys, welcome to Stunner Share. So today in this video, what we are going to see is the stock market A to Z, the series, which I'm going to start today. So let's hope how it goes and further. And let me go start the stock market A to Z content. I have also told about the content, how it will be available to members, and kindly watch that video to understand whether it will be available for all or not. By the time people who's over are seeing this video, they would have understood that this video will be useful, or this will be seen only by members only, and this is not for public. And what more, yeah, so before going into this further, kindly let me share the channel so that people will be getting to know about what is the channel and how is it about, whether it is useful or not, and all those things. And also, after each and every video, once you have done, kindly do let me know in the comment section the feedback, so that it will be helpful for me also to grow, and also I can also improvise in the knowledge which I'm going to share to you guys. And what else, that's it guys, so come, let's move on to this video. So stock market A to Z, and let me start with the uh, disclaimer. So the disclaimer states that whatever content shared in this series, or shared in the channel, or shared in the video will be is like the can give a high probability, but it is not of high accuracy. What I'm trying to say is, like, no theory or no strategy or no system is 100% accuracy. So what I would also say is, like, this also gives an edge in a trading, but this does not give the complete thing of 100% accuracy. To be very honest, no one can give 100% accuracy, is what I also feel. So so whatever I'm trying to cover over here, try to do your own analysis on that. Try to understand as per your understanding. Try to implement as per your risk and money management skills. Okay, come, let's move on to further. So the contents I have already shared. So now this is going to be the introduction to stock market. As I have already told in the content video, that the introduction to stock market will not be like what is stock market, how the companies are listed, all those things will not be covered, because, to be honest, what I feel is, like, people need not know all these things, like when it is started, how it is started, why the companies get listed. Because the thing is, like, though people know this basics, they will not be those things will not be applicable in day to day life or day to day trading thing. So that is why I feel it's better to skip that and give some introduction of stock market, like why do you want to come to stock market, why is not any other thing other than stock market. See, people come to stock market only for earning, okay, but the thing is, like, 90% lose their money in stock market, but still people come over here. That is because it is like a myth that you can earn in within a short period of time, and all those myth is going around here, but it is not like that. The time you take for completing your graduation, the same time you need to apply into stock market to study what is stock market, how it moves on, and all those things you have to study, and then only you will be able to make money in stock market. So moving on to the content of the introduction to stock market, the small content is like, assume you have an idle money, in the sense, in the term is called as you have a salary. It can be of x amount, and in that x amount you spend some amount of money for your groceries, for your day-to-day life, for your monthly expense, and all those things you spend for your bills. And apart from that, some money is kept aside, then that is called as idle money. So assume your salary is 50,000 and you are going to save some 20,000, and that 20,000 you are going to keep it as idle. Okay, you're not going to put it on any investment, or you're not going to put it on any other thing. So that is what I say it as idle money. So over a period of time, you will be getting retired if you are in a job. And what happens is, like, there will be an inflation rate happening in the country, and that inflation rate will be around say for 7% to 8%. Okay, it is an approximate a percentage. It can be 10%, 12% also. It depends on the country's growth as well as the economy and all those things. So what happens when you keep the money for 20 years? Say for 20 years, you will be having an money of 1 crore and 78 lakhs in your hand. So why am I covering this? See, why am I covering this is like, so you have 20,000 per month, and for 20 years you are going to have 1 crore 78 lakhs. So do you think at the end of 20 years this 1 crore 78 lakhs will be helpful for you? Okay, so if it is helpful, for how long it will be helpful? See, there are something which are going to be added in your expenses. The day you start your career or the day you start your work, you will not be married and you will not be having children. But as the years pass on, what will happen is like additional members join your family. For example, you get married, you get extra relations, you will get your kids, and all those things are happening. So when these things happen, so even though you get a hike of 10 percentage per year, but what happens is like your expenses will increase. At the same time, the amount what are going to keep it as an idle money will be decreasing. Assume, for example, once you start the career it was 20,000. When you're going to get retired, it might be same 20,000 also, or it might be reduced, because the school fees, the annual fees, the tuition fee, everything will be there, and it will be taking a lot of things, and even the medical expenses will be there, and that will also be eating your money. Clear? So what you need to do, so at the end of 20 years when you're having 1 crore 78 lakhs, now you will feel like, wow, I'm going to have 1 crore 78 lakhs in my account when I'm going to get retired after 20 years, or after 20 years if I'm going to save to 20,000 rupees per month. But that is not the case. Even though you have 1 crore 78 lakhs in your account after 20 years, but what happens is like the money, whatever you're going to have after 20 years will be completed or will get vanished within 5 to 6 years of time. In this slide I've mentioned like 8 years, but to be very honest, 5 to 6 years of time it will get vanished. Honestly saying, that will not be able to be sustained, because at the end of 20 years what will happen is like, assume your child has to go for a higher education or a master's degree and all those things. You have to spend crores of money. Now itself the money is going into lakhs and lakhs of money. At least you need to complete an MBA, you need to spend at least 10 lakhs to 25 lakhs you have to spend. If you want to do a medical, that's it, you have to spend 50 lakhs at least. So think of 2020 you are going to spend of 50 lakhs or 25 lakhs. Think of 2040, what will be the amount you are going to pay for the educational fees and all those. So what you need to do, so what is the possibility or what you have to do? So for example, you are going to invest that, keep rather than keeping the 20,000 rupees in your account or in an emergency cash, you are going to invest that 20,000 in some investment scenarios where you will be getting assume you will be getting around 10 percentage or 12 percentage or 8 percentage, and the amount after you will be getting 20 after 20 years, what you will be getting with the returns of 12 percentage is 4 crore 26 lakhs, which is nearly, just calculated 3 times. You had 1.78 plus 1.78, another plus 1.78. You are going to get 4.4 crores and 27 lakhs approximately. We are going to get. So that is nearly 2.4 times the amount what you have kept the money as idle. So now there will be a biggest question on where to invest, where I will get 12 percentage, how to ensure that, and all these questions will be rising in your mind. Am I right? Keep on asking these questions. Let's move further. So there are various ways of investment. It is there, like fixed income, equity, real estate, commodities. So let me cover each and every one. So fixed income is something like FD and RD, where in the bank you need to open an FD account or an RD account, and you need to deposit the money over there, and that will be giving you the returns over there. But what I would also say is like in the FD or the RD, whatever you're going to invest, it will not be giving the returns of 12 percentage. It will be giving the returns of maximum 7 percentage, and not more than that. And coming to equity is the place where stock market actually comes into place. You will be investing on the companies which has been listed in the stock market, and the companies progress. For example, Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries, now you will be knowing that it is the number one company in India, and you guys know the what is the market cap, what is the net worth, what is the revenue, how is it increasing, on all those things. So based on this, if you are able to understand a company's behavior, you can invest on it for a longer time, and that will be giving you huge returns. For example, Reliance, take it in the year of 2010 to 2013, it was nearly around 800 to 700 price, and now if you could see, it is around the price of 2200. So that is where the increase in the company's growth will be benefiting you when you are going to invest in equity. Now, in the case of real estate, what happens in the real estate business is like, with the amount of 20,000 per month or with the amount of 2,40,000 per year, you will not be able to invest in real estate. Where in real estate, you need bulk of amount, you need to hold a property, and then you need to sell the property with a higher cost, which takes enormous risk because you will be playing with a huge money. In the case of commodities, you need to invest on silver or gold based on the value of the metal you think of. So if suppose you are going to get into gold, it is already at a peak high. Okay, it is already at a peak high. Initially when the gold rate was around 2,000 3,000 grams, and now it has crossed even 4,000 grams, 4,000 rupees per gram. So now it is not the right time to invest on commodities like gold and silver. So what do you need to do? So first of all, basically you need to understand what type of risk taker you are. See, for example, what is a risk? The risk is that the amount of money you are going to spend, that will be a risk, and the amount of returns you are going to expect, that will be your returns. So what clearly I should say is like, for example, if you want to go into real estate, the amount of money you are going to risk, the amount of money you are going to invest is going to be huge. If suppose everything works out well, then the equal amount of returns you will be able to get, or the money you may get lost. Clear? So the same way, if suppose you are going to invest in the fixed income like FD or RD, the annual returns, it is going to be at 7%. So it is going to be a low risk, low reward ratio, wherein the risk will be very, very less, but the deposit or the returns you'll be getting around 6% to 7%. But to be very honest, your inflation will be higher than that. So that is not going to give an edge to you. So when coming to equities investment, in the equities investment, over a period of time, you will be able to get 14 to 15%. But the only criteria is like, you need to hold it for a long time. There is various options, like you can invest in equities based on lump sum, or you can invest in equities based on SAP method. So it is up to your opinion on which one to choose. I would prefer SIP, because every month or every year or quarterly basis or yearly basis or weekly basis, I will be able to add the money based on my need. So for example, if I'm able to save rupees 10,000 rupees per week, so what I will do is like, I will invest on equity based on which company is going to perform and all those things. To know which company is going to perform, you at least need to understand their quarterly reports, half-yearly reports and fundamentals of it. You need to read on that. If suppose you have zero knowledge on that, then you can go for financial advisors. Those people will be able to help you on that. So financial advisors, if you want to go, kindly ensure that they did a certification in NISM or SEBI registered. Then only you'll be able to have a genuine returns from them. And as I said, gold and silver, historically it has not given returns much. You need to catch the bottom to get a huge return. Otherwise the gold and silver returns will be around 3 to 4%. So this is all about the stock market, which I wanted to say for you guys. So the next topic will be on in depth of what is stock market, how to trade on a company, how to invest on a company, and all those things will be covered. So in this chapter of what is this is like, you don't keep your money. I'll just summarize it. Don't keep your money idle. Try to invest it at least in few amounts, and so that you will be able to get some decent returns when you're going to see it, when you're going to get retired, or when you're going to see it after 20 years. Keeping the money idle, it is not going to do any thing for you. You need to take risk, then only you will be able to get some returns. The people who don't take risk are the people who are going to face a lot of risk. This is what I could say. So I hope the content in this video is useful to you guys. This is the basic starting which I thought of doing to you guys. So if you feel the content is good, kindly give a like and share your feedback in the comment section. If you guys are if you try to help me guys, so that you is also will be getting benefited in as much knowledge I can share. So thanks a lot. Stay tuned for more videos.